it's it's gonna be a bit painful, guys. It's gonna be a bit painful. It's gonna be parts of the game. um, yeah. Will I think just I'm not able. Yeah, here we go.
Hey,
Hey,
we actually just went live just now, so I was trying to
okay.
tell you that. That's okay. We,
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was live or not, so I said,
no,
"Let me
you're
just
good
start."
now.
Okay, cool. Woo. Okay. Yeah, I
How
see the live.
that was interesting, but it's the best way I can describe that. That was a
I want everybody to be healthy, just because I want them to be healthy.
out
Of
of
course, I want
body
them to be healthy.
experience almost. Uh,
Yeah, but I don't want any excuses.
so we should probably kind of go over the game real quick, and then we can
Yeah,
kind
let's
of
go
get
over there.
into
Yeah, let's get the horror story over with. Okay.
yeah. So, by the way, hello everyone. It is Kenny here. Welcome. It's Basketball Rewind, and Beyond is joining me today. Definitely check his stuff out in the link in the description. I definitely want to give him a shout out and all that. But also, shout out to Will, who's our first viewer of the night. I'm really put too
Yeah.
much out there in terms of you know stuff. So thanks, Will, for joining. Um, this game was very interesting, and it's kind of a microcosm for what's happening. The first thing is that the Dallas Mavericks beat the Toronto Raptors I almost said 140, 139
Yeah,
to
I was trying to remember.
129. And the problem is that when you have a situation where you've been preaching defense and teams are tossing up basically 140 on you, that's not a good sign. And it took 3 games for that to start breaking. Probably a little bit less if you think about it, but yeah, they had
Hmm.
the Mavericks had like 100 points in 3 quarters, as our friend Mouth of the North kind of pointed out. But also just efficiency wise, they almost shot 40% from three, almost 60% from the field. I mean, like it's kind of crazy actually. So, yeah, the Dallas Mavericks, I want to give them their flowers because they're a really good team. But I mean, to be honest, I mean, we didn't do our whole NBA like wide, like, who's going to be this good or whatever. But I personally talked to you and I told you that they were, in my opinion, a potential top 6 team in the West. So for me, this is not a surprise. I thought that they were this good. I thought Cooper Flag had some moments here. Um,
Yeah.
I would say that the game looked close until around the midway through the third quarter,
Yeah.
and then just something just broke, and like the Raptors just lost complete control by then, and it was just not the same. Just to kind of go through a couple of different kind of things, I'm just gonna put the game on here, or not the game, but I'm gonna put the game on the screen so we can recap it. Okay,
Yep.
so just let me know. You can see the score and
Yeah, it's
everything.
coming. Yeah,
Perfect.
it's good.
Okay, so let's go through it. By the way, I thought Scotty Barnes played well this game, for
Yeah.
sure. I thought he was probably one of the best Raptors out there. So I know, it's easy to kind of point and say, the offense, which yes, the offense has not been great so far, but to point to him, but tonight he did his job.
No,
Um,
he was great.
but again, it's like if you're inconsistent with who's able to come along with you for the ride, whether it's Ingram or him,
Hmm.
that's a problem.
Hmm.
Um, so again, this is the game right here, right there. Okay, when you're too small, okay, you get 70 points in the paint put up on you versus almost, I guess, 60, but that's 70 points in the paint. And then your fast break, they're playing you even, and your second chance points, they're playing you even. That's the game right there. They had more turnovers. They looked sloppy. The game looked sloppy to start for Dallas, but again, when down the road you're dominating in one area, you just keep going inside. Uh, that's just it. Ooh, gonna
Mm. Folks out for blood tonight, boy.
Welcome, James.
James coming in with fire.
He's coming in hot.
Hot, man. Damn.
I don't think Darko can help himself. That's what I'll say.
Uh,
But yeah, so the CMB made it his rookie debut, as we see, was 0-4-4. It was not the greatest debut. I think he gave some effort and stuff, but it wasn't great. But I mean, right here again, this is going to be a continuing story throughout the season. I don't want to just beat up on quickly because there's the overall team has some major issues in terms of a construction. The way that I would describe it is a puzzle that you found in a garage sale, and it is missing some pieces, and you try to fit it together and do the super glue thing and duct tape, and there might one of the pieces might even be an animal cracker. So it's just not great. But yeah, like quickly, and I know it's easy to just like beat up on like just looking at the score and not looking at the game, and you miss out on things. But I thought he did not manage the game very well as a point guard. I don't see him as a point guard, and this is gonna be a you haven't addressed either whether it be the center or backup center problem, but you also haven't address the initiating of the offense problem on a consistent basis. Brandon Ingram, just to finish recapping the game, I think he went out. I mean, he was pretty solid today from an offensive standpoint overall, but he also got bodied on the defensive end a couple times too by PJ Washington and just made him look like a damn rag doll at times. So yeah, I mean it was interesting. That's why I tweeted out during the game. I said, like, don't show off. Don't show out to this team. Because they were kind of, again, like flexing and stuff like that. And it's like, dude, how are you flexing on a team and then you lose to the team? You can't, like, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. You can't be like, and then just like, every game. It's to get to I can't take it seriously. Holy smokes. Yeah, I mean, the other issue is that Scotty was getting to the line 5 times, which is solid, but then BI, who's usually one to get to the line, he got to the line 0 times. And then, like, quickly got to the line 3 times, but quickly doesn't get to the line. The next person that got to the line with any sort of consistency was Grady Dick. So everyone is gonna like hang on to Grady Dick as being frustrating. I mean, he got to the line. This is like funny enough. He's actually getting to the line like the second most of the team throughout these games that he's played so far in the season. One final thing. Brandon Ingram, I think, came up a little bit hobbled, so hope he's okay. But yeah, Bjorn, let's get into it. What are your thoughts, real quick?
I've held my powder for this Raptors team for the most part for about a week. And I'll say this. Yeah, I've been mulling over. We just on a space where our good friend Millie J on her space. Shout out to her. I held this one back, this little one back for our show here. And I'm gonna try to figure this out here, man, because I would like to know how people are gonna explain this one to me. Yeah, folks telling me this is gonna be a top 16 a playoff team. And I don't know about you, Kenyon, but I would like to know what top 6 playoff team you had in this case that is an atrocious half-court offense team. Half-court offense team, can't play defense worth a dime, and then at the same time in this case here, you have weakness, especially weakness at your point guard and your center position. Please explain to me how that team's gonna be a top 6 team again.
Through the magic of Disney, that's about it.
So the only way you're trying to describe to me that this will work out is you are now pretty much what I guess it would be. The 2006 or 2007 Suns would have been the Steve Nash Suns. So therefore, one of the greatest point guards ever in this case here, Amari Stoudemire, one of the greatest finishers ever. And that's how you're gonna find a way to overcome your defensive woes.
That's really it.
That's how we're gonna do it, right, guys? Right. But yeah. Okay. Good luck to you on that one, fellas. I mean, there's no way around it, right? And I see here, if Darko wants to get out his passive-aggressive attacks here and just bench Grady, have at it. I know this much. Grady's likely going to be here a lot longer than you, Darko. Okay? So you do what you're going to do. Because Grady ain't the problem. The problem is, in this case here, you all create the problem from day one. You have a mismatched roster of a lot of dudes out here that are not starting players. How many? Yeah. I don't know how many. Literally, this game gave us everything we said, Kenyon. All right, it gave us everything. We said in this case, Pearl's not really a dude. In this case, should be a starter. Right now, what we see, just getting run through tonight. We see here quickly. In this case, is not a starting point guard. Can't run a team in this case here. What we see tonight, boom. We said in this case here, the defense has a lot of things when it comes to their wings. In this case here, you all try to make Brandon Ingram the next coming. I don't know what two-way player in this case you thought you were getting. In this case, that is not the case. You saw tonight what it looked like. No, we said in this case here, the team's always going to be potentially hobbled in this case because they got injury-prone guys. 3 dudes right now might not be able to play the next game. We'll see what happens in Scotty, CMB, and Ingram. All of it came to fruition tonight. All of it. And like, there's no running from it, right? And it isn't getting better because my man coming up tomorrow.
So I did an aggregate of the stats that I wanted to show you, but continue. Please proceed, Governor.
The man-child is showing up tomorrow with his sidekick Castle and your man Harper. Hey, you had some problems with center and guard play. You ain't seen nothing yet, fellas.
Oh no, no, it's gonna get. I think people might cry after the next game after they see Wemby. Because it's just like he blocked Zion like 8-9 times. He had a triple double with almost with blocks.
I mean, today I watched
with blocks,
and he may have played today. I think I was on the phone with you when it happened. I was like, oh my gosh, I had to stop me in my tracks. And the guy, he had dead on him layup. I think it was sharp or something. He just like, no, get it out here, boom. And then next thing he comes back down the court, he takes the ball and just throws up a 30-footer three. I'm like, holy smokes. They are going to demolish these dudes tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, and coach is absolutely right. Scotty saving the season from being beyond bad. Yeah, I mean, for the past 2 games, he's played well, but the problem is that it hasn't led to wins.
That's the problem, right? Because when Scotty Barnes, let's face it, I think now after having 3 years of this for the most part, when we said the year when Siakam got traded, not trying to bring Siakam in, but we said when Scotty Barnes is leading this team in offense, it don't equate to a lot of W's. Add another one tonight, Kenya, another 30-point game, another L.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is that.
Right, that equation.
29 points to be fair, but yeah.
Okay.
but yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Like there's definitely certain stats. It's like when Turtle scores over a certain amount of points, what is the record?
These guys in these roles are not winning players in these roles.
Yeah, and Scotty Barnes on his own, regardless of how good one thinks he is, cannot overcome a bad, ill-fitting roster that is this bad. I mean, it's just that is what it is. It's just the case. I'd say higher on the rebounds, probably lower. Like to me, it'd be like 18, 10 and something. But yeah, I mean, it's like there's something in there. But I don't want to get caught up too much on Scotty's points. There's a thing that goes back to what you're talking about, and it's offensive hierarchy. Because I saw someone mention that Ingram touches the ball or his usage is too high, and maybe Ingram is the problem essentially. And I think it's never too early for that. So I wanted to kind of go over some of these points and some of the points that I recognize. First of all, I'm going to make this bigger, and can you see that on your end?
It's take a minute, but it's going to come in a second. But just go ahead. Don't worry about it.
Okay, is that better?
No, it's just loading right now, so it's on my side. Here we go, got it. There's IQ right there at the top.
Okay, so these are touches. These are the past 2 games. Today's game has not loaded, so this is a little bit outdated information. But based on the first 2 games, I don't think it's going to be much of a change this game. We can see where the touches lie. We can see who has the most amount of touches, and we can see how they've been playing over 3 games. Now, keep in mind, people, when you're talking about advanced analytics, you got to remember sample size. This is a small sample size, okay? N equals 2, okay? So it's not to make huge this is it's over or whatever. We do add the caveat that this is a small sample size. Quickly has 74 touches in a game on average, right? Ingram has almost 20, basically almost 25 less, just for people to keep it in their mind. Okay. You look at, so already it's like, okay, I don't know if this is how Bobby envisioned the Ingram shooting everyone else passing type offense, but it doesn't seem right to me. Now, where Darko Ball is right. You're right, Will.
Mm-hmm.
Time of possession is where things get interesting again. So we'll go and we'll filter it for that. And you can see time of possession. Okay, I can understand Ingram having a little bit more time on possession. Right? But there's a couple other things within this that are really interesting because IQ has a lot of time per possession. Now, before I go to the other interesting stats, I want to quickly look at the average dribble per touch. And dribbling per touch could mean two things. It can mean that you're really good at getting past the guy, and like you're just like hardened, or it could mean that you're struggling to get past the guy and struggling to create. So you have to survey the court a little bit longer. I think you would agree with that, Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
And James is making the right decision here. In terms of yes, shout out to that. Average dribbles per touch, 5. Jamal Shed, that's a lot for him. Quickly is a little bit higher, and then it kind of like goes down from there. And then we look at points per touch. We're almost done here, folks. And you can see the average of points per touch. We see who is the most efficient players, and it goes obviously the guys who shoot from deep really well and who can fill up the spot or who are able to get to the line on a regular basis. Ingram, and then basically everyone else. With IQ, where did IQ go? I lost him. Oh, right here. IQ is less than 0.25 now. So I think that's enough of stats for today, but this is probably not a good, sustainable way to run this team. That's already an ill-fitting team. Any thoughts before we get into more interesting things?
Well, this kind of just leads to something I've been discussing for the last couple of years, ever since Darko's been here. As much as Darko talks about how kind of positions himself and frames himself as this, innovator and this, that, the next thing, 0.5 offense and all this type of stuff, he's very traditional on how he sees roles. And this goes back to my point. It's like you got all these guys that are these offensive weapons, but you only see them as finishers. When it's all said and done, you're back to a 1-5 offense, which is our weakest positions, and you're running the offense through them. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I had these discussions with Siakam was on the team, with Scotty, and scratching my head, what we doing? I had these discussions with RJ and Grady and Scotty as the wings, having these discussions. Now we're having them now with BI and Scotty and having these same discussions. It never changes.
Yes, I agree. Sorry, I don't mean to distract you, but yeah. Yeah. And I yeah, that's the thing. There's so the outlook on the team is sorry, you're saying.
No, go ahead, because I wanted to focus on this comment here coming out. But go ahead.
No, you know what? Go for the comment.
Because this is going bleeding back your point about IQ, and I don't think people get it right. People want to keep moving. It's like pretty much like the what do they say? The soccer thing when the thing pops up and someone hits the buttons, they hit the hammer.
Oh yeah.
Right. The game you play at Wonderland. Whack-a-mole. Right. It's all IQ. It's all IQ. We got some comments. Oh, no. The problem is in this case, the roster stinks, people. Okay, I keep trying to tell you guys this. It's not one dude. We have folks on this team that are in roles they should not be in. I keep saying it. We have a point guard that's is not a starting point guard. He's not even a regular point guard. He was coming off the bench. We have a center that's been a bench player for the longest time. And you guys don't want to hear it because you believe in the side. Oh, he's a top 10 center. No, he's not even a top 25 center. You keep on forcing this down our throats. We have a scorer in this case here, Mr. Barnes. When he scores well, he's not a number one option. You can keep going down the list. Go ahead.
I mean, it's like it's like taking someone on a learner's permit with their license and saying, yeah, you go drive a 16-wheeler at times with different things on this roster. I mean, you could pick and choose. Obviously, that's an extreme example. Yes, I know that's hyperbolic on purpose. But the point is that, like, because of the way that the team is built, it's no one's doing anyone any favors. But then on top of that, it's harder for the people that should be doing the favors to do their job as well. So it's a mess. Now, is it fixable? Possibly. I know people are talking about trades, but I don't think that this is a one trade fixable type situation. It's not. Though what you're hoping for is that it figures itself out, because again, like if you know Brandon Ingram is sick, we'll say, and misses a couple games, well then who's coming along for the ride? Who's no one. There's no one. That's it. We saw what that looks like last year. So it's gonna be an interesting season. As all I'm gonna say. Do you want to switch over to gambling stuff?
Yeah, sure. We can dive into that. Sure.
Yeah, because I feel like we've talked out the Raptors at this point.
Yeah, like I mean,
Scotty had a good game. Yeah. They'd still lost. Cooper Flag looked great. Blah blah blah. Yeah. They're bad on defense.
Before we get in the gambling, do you want to discuss some of these rookies so far?
Really quickly, because I want to get to the gambling. Yeah. Just overall on the NBA, you mean?
Well, just what we've seen from this class so far. I mean, like Cooper tonight was fantastic, and you start to kind of feel where he's positioned on this team. I think Kid is actually realizing, like, oh damn, this kid's pretty good. Like he's really good. Like at this point here is like, I mean, with the roster we have right now, he's the second best player on the team right now. At this point already, with all due respect to Marshall and all these other guys playing these roles, put the ball in the kids' hands and let them go to work. And when the second half, when they did so, that's where the game took off. You mentioned the third quarter. That's where it happened. And I made the joke in this case here, a PSA, the Cooper Flag era has arrived because it's become, it's here. My man, I see someone mentioned there. Hey, you know me, Will.
Shout out to Matt from Spaces, because he saw it before us, and then all of a sudden I said, "Oh!" I saw that slam down.
Yeah, no.
I was like, "Oh!"
I'm just chuckling here, like just watching DJ Edgecombe, another man. It was one of my boys for this draft, and then folks were saying, "Oh no, we don't need VJ." Blah blah. It's like VJ,
we don't need talented. Cooper Flag can't dribble. Blah blah blah.
Come off the bench and this that. No man, no dude.
It's a good point by Lindo as well. I mean, Cedric Howard has been really good. Dylan Harper, I know you didn't really, you slid past that a little bit.
No, I was getting him next.
Okay, I was gonna say, because it was 28-6. He actually had the game that Will said that would be a good Scotty game. He had it today. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about him. If you look at that shot chart, that beautiful, sweet shot chart, you know who he is right now, as of today.
Mm-hmm.
He is basically RJ if RJ could finish at the hoop.
Wow. He made a move today, man, where I was like, oh, damn.
72% shooting at the hoop.
He had a pump fake. I can't remember which net it was that he jumped out through the roof and just laid it up and in. It's like, see, that's a professional scorer right there. You see, that's something that's something you get taught from his daddy. Like that ain't something where it's like, you're learning how to do that. That's where you just have that poise underneath the hoop and not the panic underneath there. No, like these guys, this rookie class is no joke. Cedric Howard, someone mentioned just now. There's going to be a few more coming down the pike. I'm looking forward to what we're going to see when the rest of the guys kind of get let loose a little bit more. So, Fears had a good opening night too. So, like, yeah, it's the class that we thought it would be.
Oh, like that's a tough bucket, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that one was nice. But there's one in the second half that I thought this is the one.
Is there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's one where he has a layup or the hoop.
I don't think it was that one.
No, you gotta go look for third quarter, I think it might be. Look at that.
I'm sorry. What the heck is going on?
Look at that.
We couldn't. Oh man.
It was in the second half, yeah, because they're going this way.
And he can split double teams too. It's so nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It just like
this is the end of the first. Okay, yeah. So I don't think it was this one.
No, you gotta go to the second half.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think it's when he scored his.
it'd be this one because the other ones he missed. So let's see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's this one. No, not that one. That's a great finish too. Yeah, try the next layup one. The next one.
Everything's is a good finish, basically.
Yeah, this is it.
Oh,
no, that isn't it either. That's another fantastic one. Yeah,
just like none of it is.
That's ridiculous. No, I remember that one.
I'm sorry, but this seems going to be this seems nasty. Yeah,
this is the
nasty.
one. Oh! That's the one.
Okay. We got a replay on that.
I make you jump out my seat, man. I was like, oh snap! Oh, old fashioned show and go. Oh no!
He hit him with the rondo.
Yes, the show and go, man.
Oh my
goodness, man! You can't teach that, boy. I was like sitting there. I jumped out my couch watching that, man. I was like,
what are we doing, man?
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah, but we didn't need that.
Okay, we need to talk about gambling before I get depressed here.
The gambling's gonna get you feel better. Okay.
Yeah. Well, at least our indictment's over. You know, it is what it is.
Our indictment's over.
So Chauncey, Damon, and Rozier were all indicted on separate charges, but somewhat connected. Except for Rozier's like tangential. I'll start with Rozier first. I will be posting a short on this, so it's already been filmed. I just have to put it out, so stay tuned for that. But in terms of Rozier, it's alleged that he might have faked an injury, basically, and that he would drive to the bettor's place, that he would fake the injury and have, basically you could have player prop bets on injuries, that he would drive to the guy's house and then he would pick up his money, which is not a good look. And it's kind of crazy because the amount of money that we're talking about is like $300,000, but this dude makes like real money.
He's like $20 million a year or something like that.
Yeah, which is crazy.
$26 million a year. I mean,
so it's not like he's like Jonte Porter, where the dude is bare, but he might as well be an Uber driver on the side or something like that. It's like, no, he's making real money. So there's that. I think in terms of I don't think that there's much more to discuss with Rozier. Would you agree?
Well, I'll say this, and I remember we were talking with our friend Mouth about this in a chat, and I said, like, Mouth is more familiar with the betting, the props, and stuff like that. As put it that way. And I was suggesting in this case here, they may have to find a way to make that particular type of prop bet illegal.
Well, yeah. So there was a physician, Brian Suter, who does a lot of these injury reports, and he was talking about this, and he basically just said, just get rid of the injury stuff.
Yeah. Any prop on that or anything that has to do with minutes,
yes.
Get rid of those two.
Yes.
That's how Porter got in trouble, right? He was saying,
no. Porter got in trouble with it was like, I think 3-pointers or something.
Yeah, but he also had one with minutes where he was only going to play X amount of minutes, and then he gets like, my stomach feels funny. Okay, and then he ended up collecting.
Yeah.
I need some Tums right now. Oh, boy. And he collect the money from it. So once again, Tums. Once again, you have a situation where guys can just pull themselves the game in the middle of the game, and like, I'm good, collect a little something.
How clownish is this, man?
This is so bootleg.
It's so silly. Yeah, it's pretty. It's true.
Especially
the trunk. It's like. I mean, you know where I'm talking about. So I won't say the location, but there's a certain location where the guys always selling CDs outside, that sort of thing. It's always a tick. Right?
Yeah.
It's just like at some point, it's like, this is too much going on, right?
Yeah. I would say with Porter to finish with the put a bow on this. Porter was susceptible because it seems like he already owed these dudes money. These dudes already money, and then clearly they're out there ready to start pistol whipping people. It looked like so. It's like and making some serious threats. So to be fair, of given the full context, that was where he had to go in his circumstance. And you get in this case if you're a G leaguer. But to your point, Rozier, like, what the hell are you doing? And the thing is, Rozier didn't come from. I want folks to understand, because many folks don't know from a historical standpoint. Rozier's not coming from the streets in this case here. Rozier's father was an NBA player, okay, and a damn good one too. Like, he's like NBA royalty. Father played for Louisville. Like probably as far as banners hanging up there in the Louisville Raptors, right? He's one of the best Cardinals ever. And so he ain't some dude just down the street here is like, boy, had 2 nickels to rub. No.
So moving on to Chauncey. Chauncey is Actually, no. I'll wait to. Actually, no. Yeah, I will talk about Chauncey first.
Yeah.
Chauncey's bad. Obviously, there's the card betting thing where
Yes.
You're betting using these weird card glasses things. So basically, if you use this particular, basically if you have, it's almost like having a black light. You like paint stuff in the color of the light that only the black light goggles can see. You could basically count the cards. It's pretty scummy. It's not good. They apparently rip people off from a lot of money. However, when you read deeper, it's more than that. Now, I should say Chauncey Billups, for those who don't know, was the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. I do not think he will be coaching anytime soon in the NBA because it seems like as a part of that indictment, he is alleged to potentially have fed information outside of the team and outside of team protocols in terms of decisions that he made about sitting guys and resting guys. And that's where it goes back to the game and the integrity of the game, which is bad. Now, I will say this is all connected to the mafia, which is very interesting because they call it an NBA scandal. It's a mafia scandal.
Exactly.
Exactly. Just want to correct the man who's a little cross-eyed there. Kash Patel. There are physicians for that, sir. It's a form of I think it's strabismus. So there's the new, we learn together on this podcast, but but at the same time, without us talking about this man's lazy eye, I think the key thing is that that is a problem. You can't be feeding information. It goes back to your point of like the injury report and stuff like that. Maybe we shouldn't be having bets on that. That's a little bit not good.
Yeah. And I think, the thing from what I understand too is like they refer to him as the face in this case here, where he would be the draw to get people to come and play these poker matches. And then I guess the other part of it too is where it's a little bit more, learning what makes for a legal poker match was really fascinating with the whole thing with the rake and stuff like that, where essentially what it means is that if you have a poker match and we're all playing in this case here, and I think Nick Wright explained it great. Listen to how he explained it. I thought it was very straight, simple terms for folks that you and I are not in this world when it comes to when it comes to gambling. But he said if we're all going in and say it's all the basketball rewind guys in this case here, we're all going in at 10,000 K up. We really roll in. We got 10K each going in, and we're gonna play that. So 30,000 is the amount. He says we're all good, fine. But the thing is when it becomes illegal, is that okay? We all come in with the same 10,000 all of a sudden now. And now is at my place now, and I'm scooping off now a little 10% off of that for myself for the quote house. Now all of a sudden now that becomes illegal. Now, if that was it only, I guess this was the point Nick Wright was getting at. He's in that world, obviously. He plays big high stake stuff. He says if that was it, you'd be like, what the hell are we doing? Really? There's an unwritten rule you shouldn't do it, but guys do it, whatever the case may be, fine. You're gonna really put guys on that. The arena situation seems to be more like that. But to your point, it's the second part where it's like, where you're like pretty much out here just stealing people's money, where you got like microphones like Mission Impossible out here, and you got like infrared and all sorts of stuff and X-ray stuff, and then at the third level of it, where you're now,
it's not gambling if you know the outcome,
right? And I guess this leads to Mr. Jones in this case, the third part when you're giving information about the team. Because he seems to be having his
so he was a separate one where he too was also kind of spying on people and giving information about injury.
He's in both pots in both cases, right? So he's not he's in both cases. So one is a RICO case, which is the Billups one, if you want to call it that. And one is like the point shaving situation with the Rozier one. Jones in this case has toes in both in this case here. So obviously now, I don't know where you want to take this now for this conversation. Where do things go from here?
I think Adam Silver needs to come out and not just apologize, but he needs to do a little bit more than that. I think he needs to find a way to crack down on this. I think this is why I keep saying having major. I mean, the gambling money is sweet, sweet, sweet. I'm not saying that it's going to go away, but there needs to be something more that is done on this front, in my opinion, because you're feeding into people's addiction on purpose and taking advantage of it.
So let me ask this from the devil's advocate standpoint for Adam Silver. And I'll say up front, I thought he did a good job with Cassie Hubbard interview on Amazon. I think it was good that he didn't actually, they call it the Barbara Streisand effect, where you actually make something worse by pulling more attention to it. So for him not having some formal press conference here so that CNN can have their things at MSNBC and Fox, or him just doing it very casually at a game in the tunnel and talking to her about it, I think from a strategic standpoint, optics was actually a very good thing. That was like, it's like, hey, man, I'm not running from anything. Cassie, you want to talk to me? Fine, let's talk here in the tunnel. I thought it was a good interview. I thought she asked some very good pointed questions, probably better than some of the jokers they have in some of these cable news things. Yeah, she got right to it. And he answered as best he could. He said, hey, man, we were cooperating with the feds. We did what we had to do. And the only thing I would say the kind of pushback on you is, I'm not sure. Besides the higher ground argument, which is like, okay, you're in bed with DraftKings and all the other betting things. But to me, that doesn't even matter in this case here because DraftKings and them are always around. They were around here 4 or 5 years ago. When this happened, they weren't having these deals with DraftKings, and these guys were doing it then. So it wouldn't matter in this case from his standpoint. I don't know what you could ask for him to do from a standpoint. Literally, they had this the other day. I think Shaq was talking about it. The moment you come as a rookie, they taught you every year about this. Don't do this. Don't do this. This cannot happen. This cannot happen. We cannot do this. So I don't know how much more you can do as a commissioner when you have this here, and you can make bets anytime you want to with all the other apparatus you were talking about, DraftKings, MGM, you name it. Up to your mute.
I figured that it has to do with go from his standpoint is like really sitting down and saying like we can't do the injury bet stuff. Like that he's in control of that. He can push for that.
So how would that play out then?
That's not something that would flash up on the screen of like, hey, by the way, like is LeBron James going to play today or no? Right? Like it's like that kind of thing or whoever, insert player name, right? Like when you're getting into that kind of stuff, I think you're risking the integrity of the game. And, I know you can't completely get away from it, but like I would be mindful of which bets you can't get. I'm not saying get rid of the gambling because they're not going to get rid of the gambling.
I follow you now. So you're saying in this case here, you're saying prop bets on, you talk about how many points a player will score?
Or no, like, on minutes and injury. I'm going exactly with your stuff. Like
right. Well, got you. Okay, follow you. Right. Yeah. So now the question is, I got you. Now, follow you now. So in other words, going back to the DraftKings of the world, say, listen, man, ban these and stricken these from your portfolio. You're right. Right. Fair enough. I agree with that. I think the other thing you'll have to have the discussions on, and I think that's the part where Cassie asked him very clearly about, is like when you did your investigation, what's the deal? And he said, listen, man, we can only go as far as we can go. I mean, in this case, the man is part of a union. He has his rights. We can only do so much in this case here. And he mentioned, he goes, the feds have way more powers in this case to do certain things and expand certain scopes for investigation, which is true. Right. So I think that I was like, he's a lawyer. He knows what he's talking about. Now they're gonna pull him up to Congress, and I want to just get into this. So maybe you want to put an opinion after this, but I'm not sure yet. Yahoo News said yesterday that the Congress wants to speak with him. We'll see if it gets to that point. I'm not even
doing their job. You're actually gonna pass something.
Oh no, well they want to talk. They want to make a spectacle of it, right? So this is where it comes down to the point. I'm glad you mentioned how this is a mafia case in theory, right? But I'll just put it this way. I ain't going to go down too far in the political thing, guys. I'll just say this. This administration, their concerns about optics. They live by optics. That's all I got to say. And all I'll say is the NBA, considering the situation that they have at the moment south of the border, they're the perfect fall guy for certain individuals for that administration on a numerous set of levels. I'll just leave it at that. But if I'm Silver, hey man, if you get called the DC, you know what? He'll be fine. I think I'll take my chance with Adam Silver over some of the jokers they got their senators. So I'll just leave it at that. I think it'd be straight. It'll be a one-day story, and how the news moves these days. Like if this happened in 1995, this might be something really. Unless the story expands more than this. And you might find some more ex-players might be involved in some stuff. Fair enough. But like to me, I would say that would be like, oh my gosh, we're in serious things. And these days, the amount of stories that have happened where they end up being like a 1 week story and we move on to at least 20 years ago would be like the death nail for some situations. It's
just crazy.
Across any sector, you name it, where it's like, oh, and now it's just like, okay, it's a Tuesday. Like even as we speak about this now, this story's already died down.
Yeah. I mean, it's just yeah. We'll see what happens.
Discussion, man, because I don't know, man. We as a society, man, not much means much anymore. Let's put it that way, man.
Yeah, which is a bad thing, and
it is a bad thing.
Changes. Really quickly, we're not gonna do a deep dive. I'll just call out some of the scores, then we'll get out of here, as I think that's a good place to kind of edit on. So just waiting for this to load. Right now, the Clippers are playing we did talk about the Portland, but the Clippers are ahead right now by 3. We'll see what happens.
Well, though.
The Clippers or the
Blazers.
Yeah, yes. I was gonna say yes. The Blazers are. Thiago Splitter is a good. He's a good choice. Either him or Nate Bjorkgren, and I think they chose well. Luka's now going to be out from the sounds of it for a couple of weeks, for at least a week or two, with the sprained finger and stuff like that. So, but the Lakers are down by 2 in the fourth quarter. With 10 minutes to go. Spurs shellacked the Nets, and the final score just doesn't, speak to really what the game was. Pistons won.
I would give Brooklyn credit. They fought back. That game was actually a tight game in the fourth quarter, actually, man.
They did, but I mean, when you hold the whole thing and you have to fight back from so much, it's I'll also say the Hornets are starting to look great. Triple-double by LaMelo Ball. So they won against the Wizards. Heat won against the Knicks. And the Cavs won against the Bucks.
Mentioned my Detroit Pistons in this case.
Oh, I thought I did. Oh, sorry.
No, you're starting to. I interrupted.
The Pistons beat the Celtics. The Celtics I think I overestimated how good the Celtics are going to be this year. They are going to struggle because they don't really have a center either, and they just have Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown on his own is not great at dribbling. I should also say, shout out to the Indiana Pacers. They also need a guard because they don't even have TJ McConnell out there right now. They are doing what they can. I know that Siakam had a really good night. I will say he does have to hit those free throws because the amount of free throws that he's missed, those would have led to 2 wins. So far, but he was like 33-10 and like 6 or something like that. So I mean, he's playing. He's doing a lot.
Is Nembhard even playing?
That's why I said they don't even have TJ McConnell playing.
You said McConnell. I'm talking about Nembhard.
But I'm saying that like they don't they have neither. No one's playing.
No one's playing. Yeah, their guard situation.
It's Ben Shepherd or whatever.
Right, because Mathurin got hurt now. So
yes. And to your point, Mathurin got hurt as well. So it's like they need some health. That's what they need, and they need some health on the point guard side. So, but I mean, Siakam's having a great year, so I'll say that from the fantasy side. I think this is great as well. But when it rains, it pours with that team sometimes. So yeah.
It was 8 for 12 from the free throw line tonight. Not bad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if he can get, instead of having these 8 for 12 nights, if he could have like a 10 for 12 night, that helps. Those type of things help. You got to hit your free throws at some
This is where I'm frustrated, right? Because like I hear what you're saying, man, but like some of these dudes aren't even getting to the line, man. Like it's like,
I understand.
So it's like Nesmith, homie, you gotta pick up the slack, man.
Oh, trust me. I mean, I don't want to go in deep in that game, but I'm not hanging this game on Pascal. But he needs to hit his free throws. That's all I'm saying. But for the other guys, you need to Nesmith was I think it was 5 of 15 or something like that. It was
and 1 for 3 from the free throw line.
Yeah, and that too is but my thing is that if you're gonna go to the line a lot of times, it's like RJ Barrett. If you're gonna get to the line 8-10 times, and you're only making half of that, then it's
the OKC game for sure. I think that would be too hard on this game, but OKC. That was
look at the score of this game. It's a 4-point game.
Right, but I just call out in this case 2 free throws missed by Nesmith, 2 free throws missed by Ben Shepherd.
Yeah.
1 free throw missed by Jackson. So I could go the other way too, right?
I hear you.
Yeah, you only had to hit 4 shots.
You could put it on them all. Hit free throws.
Yeah.
That's my point today. I'm like, look, I'm a big Siakam fan. I'm just calling the spade.
Oh, I am. I guess what I'm saying is, I'm just saying.
It's like I was saying the same thing about Giannis. Giannis went to the line 16 times.
Yeah.
He hit 11 of them. To me, that's not good enough. He should be hitting 14 of them.
Yeah, but I guess I look at it this way: that if I see guys that are better shooters than them and they're still hitting only like half or less than half, guys like Neesmith and Shepard, you guys are way better shooters than Siakam. You guys should not be shooting at that pace. To me, that standard for them is higher than Siakam. Don't get me wrong; Siakam needs to hit his too, because 67% ain't cutting it. I would like him in this case. If you hit 12, you should be more like 9 for 12, definitely 10 for 12. But those dudes, you guys should be automatic. Especially only getting 4 times there. You got to be hitting all 4.
So here's a good example. Actually, the Bucks game is perfect. So I'm looking at the Bucks game. I could just say, oh, it's all on Giannis. I'm not saying it's all on Giannis, by the way. But Giannis got to the line 16 times. He missed like 5, right? So he shot just under 70%. That's not good enough. You could say, oh, well, Gary Trent was 1 of 2. It's like Miles Turner was 1 of 2, but they're getting to the line 1 time, 3. Someone getting to the line 1 to 3 times. You say Ryan Rollins was 100%, 3 of 3. AJ Green was 4 or 5. My whole thing is that if you're going to the line the most, you got to make use of it. If it's like before when the Raptors were sending when the Raptors were sending Pirtle to the line 10 times or whatever the heck it was. It's never been 10 times, but you know what I mean? Like, I want to see Pirtle not shoot like he's shooting the ping pong ball. That's all.
Yeah, I guess I'm flipping the other way. If you when you get there and you don't get there often, make it count. You better hit those free throws, because if you don't get there 4 times, you better hit all 4. So so that's more. I guess I flip it the other side. It's like, nah, man, you need to be hitting those. Like, it's like that's where So I guess that's where I see it from that perspective. It's like, if you're not gonna be there that often and you're that good of a shooter, then you should be hitting the ones that when you get the little bonus. Consider those like bonus for those guys. And it's like,
the reason why they call it the charity stripe.
Exactly, because if Giannis is gonna be like 60 or 65 or 70%, that's baked in. So I need you to make sure you cover your end of it in this case here. That, hey, for Giannis, to be quite honest with you, 11 for 16, that's a pretty damn good day for Giannis.
It's true, but he needs to hit his free throws.
Right.
So yeah, I think that it's good. Overall, yeah, I think we covered every single game. So let's get out of here. People, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's just see this last comment. James Welch posts: the Supreme Court ruled that gambling is legal. So, yeah, that is true. That's very, very good point. I'm not even get into the whole Supreme Court stuff, but yeah. But there's a lot of meat on that bones for another podcast on another day. People, check out Beyond. Keep liking on this one, and hopefully you enjoyed this adventure that we have been on, and we are going to continue on. Take care, people, and peace.